G'day, Professor Joseph Drew. The question's been posed to me: if I had my time again as a PhD student, is there anything I would have done differently? And the answer is yes. And if you are thinking about going into a PhD, or you're just curious about what academics do and how it all works, please watch all the way through. There are 4 things that I wish I had done differently. Now, don't get me wrong, my PhD was judged a great success by many people. I'd had 7 A and A-star ranked papers accepted within 12 months. I'd submitted before 12 months had expired. I got an award and a job from the VC, and in some terms there it was a success. But it could have been a better success for the rest of my life. It's not just about the PhD. This is your one opportunity to spend time reading, reflecting, thinking, writing brilliant work that you'll be very proud of in the future. You probably won't get another opportunity to do these things. A lot of people, like myself actually, thought, oh, that's all right. If I get a job as an academic, I'll just be reading, thinking, and reflecting for the rest of my life. It's not the way it works. As an academic, you run around like a chook with your head cut off most of the time. It's a paper producing machine. You have to do a certain number of papers and get them accepted every year to get your job and to get advancement. Or it's a teaching machine. You have to teach so many students and get such and such a ranking in order to keep your job and get a promotion. Or it's an externally funded research or consulting machine. You've got to bring in so much money and get so much work done in order to keep your job and get promotion. It's anything but a reading, thinking, reflecting machine like it was in times gone by. My old boss was actually on the phone the other day and he said, oh, I wish I'd had my run 10 years earlier. Well, I wish I'd had my run 30 or 40 years earlier, when academia was more about the quality of your work. It was a time where you could spend your life thinking and reflecting and producing excellent work, rather than this constant pressure to pump out something. So take the time. I wish I had. It's a 3-year program for a reason. There's no way in the world I would submit a future PhD within 3 years if I was lucky enough to get into a future program. If I had my time again, I would definitely go to more conferences, at least once per year. I went to 0 during my PhD. Big mistake. I thought academia and being a successful scholar was all about how much you knew, how well you thought, how well you wrote, the quality of your work. It's not. It's not. I thought for the first time in my life that my success would be judged by what I could do and how good I was and how hard I worked, rather than who I knew. It's not. University is a system of patrons and networks. It really does matter who you know and who knows you. Now, conferences themselves, most people don't even listen to the presentations. It's mostly about the networking at morning tea, afternoon tea, and lunches. And if you give a good presentation that people do listen to, sometimes you can form connections. Be careful about the connections. A lot of people just want to use you to write papers for them. And that can be okay if they're a big name person. I've allowed myself to be used in the past to get connections, but have your eyes open about how much work you'll be doing and what you will be getting in return. Sometimes you can be doing all the work to write the paper and they can still be first author, but what you're getting in return is their patronage, getting their name next to your name, and that's worth the effort of writing the best paper you can if you get that opportunity. But just have your eyes open. Don't be naive like a good friend of mine was. If I'm blessed enough to have my time again, I will definitely do a lot more lecturing and tutoring. If you want a job as an academic, essentially where the universities make most of their money now, it's changed. It used to be all about research. It's now all about how many students, bottoms you can get on seats and whether you can keep them for that course and pass them so that the bottoms are on seats the next semester, so that they're paying the tuition fees to the university. That's how they make their money. Make sure you're a successful teacher and lecturer and tutor. I was lucky. I was a teacher by trade prior to my motorbike accident. I've always enjoyed being in front of classrooms, but for some strange reason, I've mostly been a research intensive professor. It's not what I want to do. My field is such that universities don't think they can make enough money teaching people about local government, so this is how I've ended up where I've ended up. But if I had my time again, I would definitely be in the stream of teaching, and that would mean that during my PhD, I'd be volunteering for casual lecturing. Lots of opportunities now. Most universities got rid of their full-time academics because it's cheaper, obviously, to hire someone casually than pay 200 grand a year for a professor. Lots of opportunities. I'd be taking those opportunities with both arms and doing an excellent job, putting a lot of effort into it, a lot of time into it. Because if you want a job as an academic, that's where it's likely to be. But realistically too, I must say, while we're on this topic, as fewer and fewer jobs, universities, for some reason, have decided they don't need academics to run their business. They want a casualised workforce in academia. In terms of the professional supports, the admin support and all them, they're happy to hire them full-time and pay them good salaries. But in terms of academics, they're not falling over themselves to hire people. They want the bare minimum skeleton staff, and then they want to fill the gaps with casual lecturers and casual tutors. It's just the way it is. And the other thing I would do is go out of my way to make more connections. I probably wouldn't crawl up to people in authority because that's just never been my nature. That's not the nature of most Australians, to tell you the truth. You know, traditional Australians that were born here and grew up here. And you know, I'm a God-fearing person. I don't just pander to people and tell them what they want to hear. I talk about truth. I'll do nice things for people when I can, but I won't lie or stroke their ego just to make them feel better, because that's not honest and it's not helping the person. But I would go out of my way to make connections, to have those conversations in the tea room, to turn up to those functions and those going away parties and welcome parties and all those sorts of things. Because unfortunately, to get on in the academic world, it's more about whether people think you're a nice guy than how good you are at your job, how successful you are as a lecturer and a tutor. I always got great rankings, but that wasn't important. What's important is whether people like me or not. And that's really, really sad, because academia should be about what you can do, how good you can teach, how good you can research, how good you can write, but it's not. It's about whether people like you. Just like in a classroom at school, it's a popularity contest. It's the way it is. I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. It's sad. It wasn't my conception of academia, but maybe my conception was the thing that was at fault. But anyway, whatever it is, make the connection, spend the time being nice, going out of your way to be nice, and going out of your way to make yourself likable to others. Look, I hope that video is helpful. It's helpful for me, because I would dearly love, and I pray that I'll be lucky enough to be able to get into a PhD program associated with theology. It's the thing I've always been passionate about. And before I do, I'll rewatch this video and remind myself about all the things I ought to do to get the most out of it. But the number one thing was really the number one thing there is taking the time. This is your opportunity to learn and think and produce brilliant work that you're going to be proud of. You're probably never going to get that opportunity again. Make sure you take it with both hands. Thank you very much for your time. Don't forget to subscribe and flick this on and help others. Thank you. Goodbye.